Namaskar. Welcome to this series of Bhagavad Geeta in daily life. Today we'll be talking about learning the leadership lessons from Bhagavad Geeta. So Shreemad Bhagavad Geeta, as you know, is a divine song from Shri Krishna. Bhagavad means divinity and Geeta means something that can be sung. It's a 700 shlokas scripture out of the 100,000 shlokas of the Mahabharata. It is within the Mahabharata created by Veda Vyasa, and it is compiled in 18 adhyayas, different chapters. It is a dialogue between Lord Krishna and Arjun in the battlefield of Mahabharata, and it's a synonym for life, because life is also like a battlefield where we have to fight so many battles. There are so many issues, so many problems, and how we can learn to live with all these problems and get out of it easily without any problems is what Bhagavad Gita teaches us. It is a complete guide to our life for all our different situations of life. It helps us overcome a lot of sorrow, pain, miseries, moha, attachments, a lot of our own issues, that we handle. It gives us a very different perspective, a different understanding of the worldview. So who is a leader? A leader is a person who knows the way, who has a vision where he or her has to go and where the organization needs to go. And not only has the vision, but is already able to walk on this path and is able to show this way to the team members, to the colleagues. So leadership is not just a thinking, thought leadership, but it's also an act of, it's an action, it's an act of motivating people towards a common goal. And leaders help the team and organizations to make progress, to go improve and act in the right and the ethical direction. So there are several leadership skills. It requires multidisciplinary, exemplary leadership skills. It's very important to reach success in any field of life that we are. And one of the most important is to manage our emotions effectively. And that is very important. Control our own emotions as a leader. And this quality helps the leader to take proper decisions, more right decisions in the life. Understanding the emotions and caring about the feelings of others, which is also called emotional intelligence, is also a very important attribute of a leader. A leader should also be able to seamlessly communicate the vision, articulate the vision with all the team members so that everybody in the team knows about this and they can progress. And one of the important characteristics of a good leader is helps to resolve the conflict well, is able to balance both the sides where there are warring factions, there may be disputes in the organization, where the leader is able to manage these disputes, especially when at home there will be disputes or conflicts between family members, and a good effective leader is able to manage this by understanding both the points of view and taking a very just, judicious and a very ethical, balanced sides on both the sides of the matter. So let's learn about what are the leadership skills that we can learn from Bhagavad Gita. Leadership skills are not just we're born with those skills, but we can actually learn these skills, and that is the beauty of our life. We can learn a lot of things. We can change our habits. We can change our understanding. We can change our thinking patterns. We can use this effectively to progress ourselves in life. And Krishna is an excellent example, an epitome of the leadership skills mentioned in Mahabharata and Bhagavad Gita. All his life, the decisions that he has taken, is an exemplary example for all of us. So in the first adhyaya, Arjuna, when he sees all the opponents, his own brothers, his own cousins, his own grandfather, sire, his guru, in the opposite army, he gets a lot of attachment, moha, shoka, and that's the problem. And he rants a lot of things in the first adhyaya, the opening adhyaya of the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And the leader, Krishna, listens intently. It's a long adhyaya, 47 shlokas, but Krishna intently listens to all that Arjuna is trying to, bring out, all his emotions, all his thoughts, all his, viparit arguments, opposite kind of arguments against not fighting the war. And in the second adhyaya, Bhagavan Shri Krishna starts talking, and he speaks and he gives he shows the entire solution to all the problems of mankind, not just the permanent solution, but also gives solutions of temporary in nature, with a better understanding how we can gradually progress and we can solve our day-to-day problems in life. So that is what we have to learn. A leader is a good listener. Now, just to summarize Bhagavad Gita, the first adhyaya, as I said, is Arjuna Vishada Yoga, Arjuna's sorrow by seeing the opponent army. In the second adhyaya, Bhagavan gives the solution, gives the Atma Gnana Updesha, the divine knowledge, the truth of behind this existence. What is that eternity? What is that eternal truth? Is saying in the Gnana Updesha. And then he gives the Updesha of Karma Yoga, the path of action, Karmanye Vadikaraste Ma Phaleshu Kadachana. That comes in the second adhyaya. He shows the path of karma, and in karma also bhakti or devotion is also a part of karma. It's also manasa karma, and that's why that is also part of this action. And then finally, in the last part, Krishna describes attributes of the wise, Sita Prajna, in the final 18 shlokas of the second adhyaya, how that person who is firmly rooted in wisdom, how he or she behaves in life, and what is their understanding, their internalization. That is what he talks. And from the 3rd to 17th adhyaya, he gives a detailed description of all this that he has said. It's a very detailed message, how we can live our life, what should be our understanding. And finally, in the 18th adhyaya, the final adhyaya, Shri Krishna concludes everything and gives us a summary of the Bhagavad Gita. But after the second adhyaya, when Arjuna listens to this Gnana Updesh and then listens to this Karma Updesh, that is the third adhyaya, starts with the Karma Yoga. And this is where there are very good messages of leadership skills in the third adhyaya. And in the beginning of the third adhyaya, Bhagavan Shri Krishna tells Arjuna to keep life simple, avoid hypocrisy. He says that a person who controls all his sense organs, karmendriya means all the organs through which we do our actions, like hand, feet, and all these actions, if we don't use them, we are lazy. But in the mind, we keep thinking about the material objects, sense objects, that this person is a fool, and that person is a hypocrite. Bhagavan says, Mithyacharasa Uchyate. So we should keep our life simple. Whatever we think we should do, it should be same. It should be simple life. It should not be hypocrisy that we are thinking something, speaking something, act in a different way. And quite a few people, try to show off what they don't have, or what they have little bit. They will try to show in showing off, and that generally comes out of our ahankara, our pride, our self-ego. And this Bhagavan wants us to dissolve this gradually by understanding the eternal existence, so that we can remain a very simple life. The most powerful leadership tool is to become our own example so that others can follow. And that's how we should live our life in whichever sphere of activity that we are. And that's what Bhagavan Shri Krishna says in the third adhyaya, Yadyadacharati Srishta. Leaders have a great responsibility, because whatever they do, the most honorable, the most respectable people, whatever they do in life, even if we see politics or any industries or corporations, or even the patriarchy of the families, whatever they do, others follow the path and they give their examples to them, and that's how generations follow. So they have a great responsibility, because other people also follow the same, and they become like an example. And loka tat anuvartate, the other people also follow the similar behavior. That is what Krishna says, and that's why leaders have a great example. Whatever they do, others are going to follow. That is something we need to understand. So it comes to the question, what drives human behavior? Generally, what happens is that we are in a day-to-day life. Our behavior is governed by our likes and dislikes. Sometimes they are not very strong, but in some people they are very strong, and these are called raga dvesha. So these are our own impressions, our own sanskaras that we have developed since childhood, that forms our nature, how we behave, how we operate, how we respond to the situations in our life, in our day-to-day life also. So we tend to do what we like to do. We tend to avoid what we don't like to do. Not only that, we also try to impress or force on others what they should do. What I like, they should do it, and what I don't like, the others people should also not do it. So this is what we try to work. This is how our life is governed. And most people operate from these strong raga, dvesha, strong likes and dislikes. This governs our life, even if we don't know this, but this is how our life is governed. And this is one of the central message of Bhagavad Gita, how we have to dissolve or reduce nullify our raga, dvesha. What our scriptures tell us, that our life should be governed by our values, our value system, what is called as dharma, what is the right thing to do, we should know, and what I'm supposed to do, what is my duty. I have several roles and responsibilities in life in different fields. I may be a father at home, I may be a professional at workplace, I may be a citizen of the country, and what responsibilities I have, what is my duty. I must do it in the best possible way, and I should not do something that I don't expect others to do to me. For example, I don't want that others should shout at me, disrespect me, get angry with me, be nice with me. Then I should also operate in the same way. I should also behave in the same way. So life journey is actually to lessen our likes, strong likes and dislikes, and this raga dvesha has to be nullified gradually over a period of time. That is also part of the spiritual journey. And Shri Krishna says that all people follow the path of the great people. Yadi yaham navartyam. He says, if I don't do my actions properly, Arjuna, if I don't come and fight this war, if I just sit around and don't do anything, then all humans also will respect, in all respects, they will follow my path. And that's why leaders have to be very aware, they have to be very responsible, they have to be thinking and should not remain atandritaha. He says we should always do good planning before we begin all actions, all the aspects of the actions. If we do it, if we don't do it, always the actions, advantages, disadvantages, repercussion, short term, long term, all this, the complete SWOT analysis of any new project, any new action that we are going to begin must be done before we actually start the action. And once we start the action, we should not remain lazy. We should be proactive, try to complete it in a given timeline and try to do the best. So in every possible work, we should try to give utmost attention, being meticulous and doing that work in the best possible way without worrying about the results, what will happen in the future. Our focus should be on the work that is at hand rather than thinking about the outcome or the results, what is going to come. And this is what Shri Krishna is trying to tell us by giving us this message, that whatever is worth doing is worth doing well, and we should do it in the best possible way. Also, we should try to remain asanga. Asanga means free from taking sides. And this is misunderstood. Sometimes people say that asanga means we are careless. No, asanga does not mean we are careless. We give utmost attention to the work. We care about our work, but we have to remain carefree, not careless in our work. And that is what we need to learn. Another misunderstanding is that asanga means that we are doing anything without any love of our task or our duty. No, it is also, this is not the message. Whatever we do, it is done out of love, but it is without attachment. So this distinction between love and attachment, the true love does not have attachment. It gives a lot of freedom. So this needs to be understood in our life. And we don't do just out of duty alone, but we do it for the welfare of the community at large. For that is also what and maintain the universal harmony. So a person who is in samatva, who is in balance, and that is also one of the central messages of Krishna in Gita ji, and a person who operates out of being upright, tasta, means has the Daivi Sampatti or good character ethics, values, moral values, then that person is able to remain swastha, composed in all the situations, ups and downs of life. So that is what Shri Krishna is trying to tell us. Even in the third adhyaya, Shri Krishna tells us that a leader should inspire everybody, should not shatter the faith of people. Nabuddhi bedam janayet. People have a lot of faith in what they do. Some people have faith in some deities, some people have faith in their work, some people have a faith in certain things, and they keep doing those things. And those people, when they are done doing those actions with attachment, a wise leader, by his own moral conduct or behavior, should not shatter the faith, but rather inspire others to do more and more into their action, trying to inspire them. And that should be the job of a leader, to inspire the team rather than breaking the faith. So faith is very important in Shraddha. In the 17th Adhyaya, Bhagavan talks about the three types of faith. It's a Shraddha, Traya, Vibhaga Yoga. And people have faith where they work accordingly, and leaders should not shatter the faith of the followers, because faith breaks very easily, but new faith develops very slowly. And that's why it is our habit generally to give loose advice to people without even being asked. We should try and refrain from this, and we should just give them advice when we are asked for, and advice of only respected person's value. If we keep giving advice without any, then that advice has no value, and that is what we need to understand. So we should inspire people, not disrespect their feelings, and each one of us has a different faith. This is born out of our own nature, our own impressions, our own samskaras, and this operates or makes us to do actions in our life. And Krishna is the epitome of leadership. In Bhagavad Gita, he inspires all the others to do the right action according to dharma, according to the moral values. He has a lot of compassion. He doesn't take sides. He has equal compassion, but he's on the side of dharma, always on the righteous side. And he does for the benefit of people at large. He didn't take up any arms in Mahabharata, but still came to fight for Pandavas. And that is because he has nothing to gain, nothing to lose. As a Sahaja Acharan, he's remained in Samatva, unperturbed in success and failure. And from outside, he looks very enthusiastic because it looks that he is attached to the work, but from inside, he's completely unattached because at the end of his kingdom of Dwarika was merged in the water. And that shows his complete unattachment to his work. He does everything. And in life, we can actually work like this by thinking about how actors work in films. They do different roles, but they remain unattached when they're doing that role. Similarly, we can also try to work like that by doing all our different roles as if we are an actor, but our real self is completely unattached and it is different. In the third Adhyaya, again, Shri Krishna says that leaders should be selfless. He talks about Yagna Buddhi, how we can delight the Devtas by Yagna, and then they will give us the desired fruits. And those fruits of our actions, if we only enjoy without sharing with others, then Bhagavan says we are stena eva saha. That person is only a thief. And that's why the message here is that we should share and share all the results that we have, whatever we get benefits of all the actions. It is that the team that is doing it, and give and take is always better than just give. Keep taking. We should also give something, some kind of things we need to give up, and that is also important. The third Adhyaya, again, Shri Krishna talks about the universal harmony, the Srushti Chakra that is going on, and the leader should think about the universal harmony, what benefit it is going to make to the universe. Must have a very wide vision, because a person who just lives in his own sense organs, Indriyaram Adhayuhu, that person is only Mogam Partha Sajivati. His life is useless. He does not have any meaningful, successful existence in life, and that life is useless. When it's a selfish life, it's completely, we have to think about the Srushti Chakra. Leader should have a very grand vision of the universe. In the universe, there is a macrocosm, on the universal level, and in the microcosm within each being, there is a cycle which is going on and on and on continuously. And all of the species have very natural, spontaneous actions. They will keep this cycle intact, the Srushti Chakra. But humans have this independence, a free will to think, and that's why we can act and destroy this Srushti Chakra if we don't think of others. That is what is happening today with climate change and environment, because we all think about our own self. We don't think long term, and that's why we tend to destroy the environment also. So humans have a very important role to maintain this Srushti Chakra. Finally, in the 18th Adhyaya, leader Shri Krishna asks Arjuna whether whatever he has said in Bhagavad Gita, whether, O Partha, whether did you listen with a concentrated mind, he asks. And the second question he asks is, O Dhananjaya, did your delusion, your moha, which was born out of Ajnana Sammoha, did it get destroyed? Are you now better equipped to take a decision what to do, what not to do? In essence, Shri Krishna is asking the question to Arjuna whether the purpose of Gita Ji was fulfilled, whether your sorrow, your moha was destroyed or not. And to which Arjuna says, yes, it is destroyed. And finally, the ending of Gita Ji is by this shloka by Sanjaya. Sanjaya is a charioteer who is relaying the Mahabharata to Dhritarashtra, who is not able to see, but Sanjaya has the Divya Chakshu, the divine vision, and he says finally that with an effective and ethical leadership like Shri Krishna, success is definite. He says, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna. Wherever there is a leader like Lord Krishna who is so ethical, effective, and he is fully Paripurna, he is Purna Purushottama, and where there is a archer, an ace archer like Arjuna as the follower, then Tatra Shri Vijaya. There alone is wealth, success, victory, and all accomplishment and focus strategy. That is my firm opinion. So to summarize, leadership skills are very important. They are very diverse, multidisciplinary, exemplary skills which can be learned if we keep practicing and learning the skills from all around us. And Krishna is the epitome of Purna Purushottam, from whom we can learn all these skills. Leaders tend to remain simple. They should not become showmen. Mithyachara sauchyate. If we think something and do something else, Bhagavan says we are a hypocrite. We should not be a hypocrite. Leaders have a great responsibility because yad yad acharati shrestha, whatever the most respectable people do, lokaha anuvartate, or others also follow the same. And that's why in my life I should try to, progress in a way that nullifies my strong likes and dislikes, raga, dvesha, and try to think what is the right thing to do, what is the dharma, what is my duty, what is my role, what is my responsibility here. And that is the right way. That is what Shri Krishna is showing us the way. Leaders should be inspiring all. The buddhi bedam janayat. We should not shatter the faith of people who are already working, doing. We should not give unnecessary advice. Oh, don't do this. Instead, do this, do this. A leader should not be tend to do this. Rather, try to strengthen the faith of the person who is doing it, appreciate them, and improve their confidence. Leaders should be selfless. They should be sharing all that they are getting. They should be sharing. Otherwise, Bhagavan says, they are a thief. And leaders should maintain the universal harmony. There is a Srushti Chakram, Evam Pravartitam Chakram. There is a Srushti Chakra which needs to be maintained. So these are some of the leadership skills that we can learn from Bhagavad Gita, enrich our life, and try to progress and be an effective and ethical leader. With this, I like to pay my gratitude towards Ishwar Krupa, with whose grace everything is possible. I pray to this Guru Shishya Parampara through which this knowledge is preserved, transmitted. I pay my respects to my Guruji, Pujya Guruma, with whose grace I am able to learn the scriptures and share this understanding with you. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parah Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.